Hey, you guys, it's Amy Quinn. This is especially for my friends who teach magnet over at Roosevelt. Okay, so you guys are headed into mixtures and solutions. You have hit the jackpot because of honestly, of almost any of the units, this is going to be one of the easiest ones to modify. So it's actually, you're in a great place. So I'm going to go over just kind of some like planning, and I want to give you an overview, and I want to give you some advice so you can just knock this out. So obviously, the curriculum unit overview is going to be a great place to start. When you get a chance, if you want to especially read over these like big ideas and key concepts, it'll just help you get the background condensed. Any of these essential questions or learning targets would be great to maybe post a question in Google Classroom, maybe have a discussion on Zoom. The standards, remember, are the learning goals. So what I'm actually going to do is now take you into NGSS and FOSS. So this is right from the website. So let's look over our main standards because, you know, when we're planning online instruction, we've got to prioritize. So there's going to be some pretty cool, fun things in this mixtures and solutions, but the main thing that we want to get to is to develop a model to describe that matter is made up of particles too small to be seen, to measure and graph quantities to provide evidence that regardless of the type of change that occurs when heating, cooling, or mixing substances, the total weight of matter is conserved. Make observations and measurements to identify materials based on their properties. And it's not just like color and hardness, but it's also, you know, all these other good things. Probably they'd have hopefully magnets at home. I'll show you about that. And then conduct an investigation to determine whether the mixing of two or more substances results in a new substance. All right, so those are like our main things. It's not bad. This really introduces a lot that they're going to eventually use for middle school, but just focus on what you need. Okay, so now here's the best part. An overview is investigation 1, separating mixtures. And they use like, they basically focus a lot on the difference between a mixture and a solution. So a mixture you can separate, like trail mix. A solution you can't. So it's a fun one, but I'll show you because there's actually some virtual investigations. That's why I said you guys lucked out totally. But they give them different things to mix, like salt and water and some gravel and that stuff that you put in like pools to like a cleaner. It kind of looks like white powder. Anyway, that's investigation 1. Investigation 2, that is just something to really talk about the particles that are too small to be seen, but they're there. They can be modified. And then investigation, honestly, 3, 4, and 5, they are not as important as investigation 1. So they're a little bit fun though, but they're not something you really have to do. All right, now what I want to show you though is this part. When you go to FOSS Web, I know you guys know all about, you know, assigning your kids a login. They can access, and let me know if you need help with this, because I think you might have to like turn it on or something. But see right here where it says tutorials and virtual investigations. Oh my gosh, it's all there. Like you could just assign these and, you know, maybe do a screencast to kind of like motivate them, get them started, and then they can just do them. So like the tutorials, for example, they go over investigation 1.1, 1.2. I mean, you could assign all of them if you wanted, because it wouldn't be hard. But if you want to just stick with the main ones that you feel are like priority, you can, which will go back to standards. But these, right, the 1.1 and 1.2 and 2.1 are going to be the most important. But when it comes to the others, it's kind of optional. This 3.4 would be good because they really get into that middle school, but you may as well do them all if you can or have time or you don't feel it's too much. So those were called the tutorials. Now they also have virtual investigations. There's 3 of them. So this one's really fun. It's like separating mixtures and they like go to the beach. And then this one is like salt water. They go to the aquarium. This one talks about like basically things dissolving in water. And I don't know if you've ever seen these before, but you know, it's kind of interactive.
We're going to the beach for a field trip. The ocean water and other substances on the shoreline can create all kinds of mixtures. On this field trip, we will separate mixtures that we scoop up with a big bucket. In the bucket, we have gravel, sand, water, rocks and shells, wood, and steel objects.
Okay, aren't you glad I played that? So then you could see like in class, they have the screens and magnets and the coffee filters. Well, they do it virtually on here. So this is like amazing for you guys because it's all right here. So again, tutorials and virtual investigations. You're gonna assign all of them. Or whichever ones you want. But they're all good. When it comes to the book, the student book, basically, oh my gosh, where's the student book? I thought I had it open. I'm sorry. There's 88 pages in the student book. So, you know, however you want to assign that is fine. If you go back to like what those standards are, that's a way to prioritize. But you might want to do, you know, a few pages at a time and then do some kind of like follow up. But just remember that's there and that's going to be really helpful. So, the other thing I wanted to tell you guys is I know you probably watched that video, Generation Genius. They also have lessons by standards. So this is now like free access because of all the closures. So properties of matter, you can just click on it, takes you right to a video. You're gonna really love these videos. They are super fun, especially for a time like this. But this is like a 12-minute video, but they have Kahoot. And I know you guys probably play Kahoot. So that's super fun. So you could assign those to kind of support the same standards. And then Mystery Science, good old Mystery Science. They've got some too. So you guys know I love FOSS because it's so hands-on and it's really that's its strength. But at a time like this, we need stuff like videos. So this is great for phenomena. So here we would go, chemistry, lesson 1. You could also assign that. Now I made a Google Doc with some ideas. So you guys are always creative, but you know, maybe you want to do some kind of like Flipgrid about like show us some mixtures and solutions at your house. You know, can they be separated? Maybe you want them to do the experiment, just modify it with like at your house, fill up a cup with water and salt, let it sit on your counter for a while. You know, what happens? We'll take a picture. Eventually they'll see, you know, that the water evaporates. They could use a paper towel or a coffee filter to kind of like try to separate something. Um, Even just talking about, you know, they go outside and maybe like dig up something in their yard or their whatever. Some things they can, you know, separate with their hands, some things that they could maybe filter. Something kind of fun with like Jello or Kool-Aid when it talks about dissolving and saturation. Maybe like a Google Doc for a driving question board, even a Padlet would be fun for driving question board. And then, you know, some kind of like scientific notebook. Don't feel like you need to use any of those really that we typically use the PDFs, but you can use them if you'd like. You could turn them into a Google Doc. Maybe you even want to have your kids like after they spend, you know, the 2 weeks or however you want to say on this, then they could do a showcase of their learning. Maybe they could share their like science notebook they have at home or their Googles. They could make a Google slideshow or they could make a video of themselves to kind of like share what they learned. So I hope that was a good overview for you guys. So to recap, the most important thing is going to be investigation 1. These are the standards. And don't forget that you want to assign, this is fun. Amy Quinn is trapped. I'm trapped in the book. Oh my gosh, get me out of here. There it is. Don't forget to sign tutorials and virtual investigations. If you forget how to make a class website, let me show you while I'm here. You go to your teacher page, scroll all the way down, past all your teacher books. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh my gosh. And here it says, my class pages, add a new class. So if you needed to recreate one or you needed to add it, there it is. All right, you guys, I hope this helps. And I hope that you guys are doing well. And if you need anything else, you just get a hold of me. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.